My name is Sergeant Joe Albert. On behalf of Chief Bryant and the Division of Police, I would like to welcome everybody here today for the promotional ceremony. Today, we will recognize the hard work, dedication, and achievement of our personnel and witness their promotion within the Division of Police. As you can see, it's quite the long list, so bear with me here. But today, we will recognize the promotions of Deputy Chief Rob Sagel, Deputy Chief Alrico Ally II, Deputy Chief Nick Convis, Deputy Chief Tim Myers, Commander Scott Evers, Commander Justin Coleman, Commander Greg Perini, Commander Eric Babcock, Lieutenant Joseph Commode III, Lieutenant Paul Zabo, Lieutenant Amber Rich, Lieutenant Shannon Deerwester, Lieutenant Franklin Lucci, Lieutenant Tyler Wells, Lieutenant Kenneth Kropp, Lieutenant Donald Dawson, Lieutenant Sergeant Alex Monger, Sergeant Mark Wolf, Sergeant Brad Bolog, Sergeant Chase Rogers, Sergeant Emily Bryant, Sergeant Christopher Biggers, Sergeant Joshua Seymour, Sergeant Nathan Anstein, Sergeant Jonathan Goodrich, Sergeant Cody Rostifer, Sergeant Matthew Jenkins, Sergeant Jonathan Nogay, Sergeant Ian Wilkinson, Sergeant Andrew Sinchok, and Sergeant Brett Woodyard.
Okay. Forward. Move.
At this time, will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance with the presentation of colors by the Columbus Police Honor Guard and remain standing for the invocation given by Police Chaplain Father Leo Conley. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Feet. Forward. Move.
Let us pray. O Lord our God, throughout all of history, you have endowed your people with many gifts, and many of those you have called to the gift of leadership. As we come together today for this promotion ceremony, we are mindful that those who lead also serve. We read in sacred scriptures that you have chosen people as Moses and the prophets, those who act in the office of apostle, and so many others, to be living examples of that service to their brothers and sisters and to the stranger and those in need. As we come together today, we ask that you bless these officers who are going to be indeed continuing in that leadership or beginning in leadership roles, that they may indeed trust that you will give them what they need, the gifts of wisdom and knowledge and strength and courage. And we ask this as always through your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Father Conley. You can be seated. Besides the long list of promotees here joining me on stage today are Father Conley, Director of Public Safety Robert Clark, Chief of Police Elaine Bryant, First Assistant Chief of Police Lashana Potts, Assistant Chief of Police Greg Bacher, and Fraternal Order of Police Capital City Lodge No. 9 Executive Vice President Brian Steele. At this time, would Deputy Chiefs Robert Sagel, Alrico Ally II, Nick Convis, and Tim Myers step up to the center of the stage where the ceremonial oath will be given by Director of Public Safety Robert Clark.
Congratulations to all four of you. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Robert Sagel.
I, Elrico Vincent Ally II,
I, Nicholas Convis.
I, Tim Myers,
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and laws of the United States of America,
and laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
the laws and ordinances
the laws and ordinances
of the City of Columbus,
of the City of Columbus,
and the rules and regulations
and the rules and regulations
of the Department of Public Safety,
of the Department of Public Safety,
Division of Police,
Division of Police,
that I will not affiliate
that I will not affiliate
with a defined hate group,
with a defined hate group,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of Deputy Chief,
the duties of Deputy Chief,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
according to law
according to law,
and to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you, Director. At this time, would Deputy Chief Sagel take a step forward? Can we have his parents, Greg and Jackie Sagel, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? DC Sagel said he chose his parents to pin his badge on him because they have always been his biggest fans and have offered him opportunities that have allowed him to be where he is today. Also, his wife Jamie and kids Jake and Gwen have had the chance to pin badges on him at other promotion ceremonies. DC Sagel would like to thank all of his family and friends who offer constant support, encouragement, patience, mentorship, and who challenge him to be a better person every day. He would also like to thank his field training officers who let him know early on that he could become whatever he wanted on this department. DC Sagel joined the division in December of 2000. He says he almost became an insurance salesman right out of college. However, CPD called him the day after he accepted the insurance job to begin the hiring process. Something tells me he made the right career choice. His past assignments include patrol, the helicopter unit, special services. He also spent nearly 10 years as an officer and sergeant on honor guard. Congratulations, DC Sagel. At this time, would Deputy Chief Ally take a step forward, and can we have his wife, Leanna, along with his father, Chief Elrico Ally of the Louisville Police Department, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him. DC Ally says he chose his wife to pin his badge on him because she has given him love and motivation to do his best. He wanted to thank her for her support throughout his career. DC Ally said his father he would like to thank for his guidance and inspiration. DC Ally joined the division in December of 2003. His past assignments include patrol, research and development, and internal affairs. DC Ally is a big Cleveland Browns fan. He said there's nothing more he likes better than watch the Browns win. However, unfortunately for him, that doesn't happen very often. And I'd like to throw a hooday in there, sir. Congratulations, Deputy Chief Ally. At this time, would Deputy Chief Convis take a step forward, and can we have his Aunt Jill come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? DC Convis said he would like to thank all of his family and friends in attendance for their constant support. DC Convis joined the division in July of 2007. His past assignments include patrol, CRT, discipline grievance office, the Community Response Bureau, and major crimes. Congratulations, DC Combus. At this time, would Deputy Chief Myers take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Jen, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Also joining Deputy Chief Myers today are his parents, Margaret and Kirby, and his in-laws, Bob and Diane. DC Myers wanted to thank them for their continued support and encouragement. DC Myers joined the division in July of 2008. His past assignments include patrols, internal affairs, patrol administration, discipline grievance, and the training bureau. According to Commander Bainan, who is our unofficial historian, DC Myers is the youngest person to ever be promoted to deputy chief. However, in his own words, this is only a fun fact if he doesn't become a giant failure. We all have faith in you, sir. Congratulations, DC Myers. At this time, would Commander Scott Evers, Justin Coleman, Greg Perini, and Eric Babcock step up to the center of the stage for the oath given by Director of Public Safety Robert Clark.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Scott Evers,
I, Justin Coleman,
I, Gregory Perini,
I, Eric Babcock,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the State of Ohio,
of
of the
the
State of Ohio,
the laws and ordinances
the laws and ordinances
of the City of Columbus,
of the City of Columbus,
and the rules and regulations
and the rules and regulations
of the Department of Public Safety,
of
of
the
the Department of Public Safety,
Division of Police,
Division of Police,
that I will not affiliate
that I
I
will
will
not
not affiliate
with a defined hate group,
with a defined hate group,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of commander
the duties of commander
to which I have been appointed
to which I have been appointed
according to law
according to law
and to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Commanders, congratulations.
At this time, would Commander Evers take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Kelly, his daughter, Ella, and his son, Miles, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Commander Evers said he chose them because they are his sole purpose of life. Commander Evers said he would like to thank Kelly, Ella, Miles, his mom, Cindy, and dad, Ron, for all their unconditional love and support. He said his wife specifically has done more than he could ever thank her for. He also wanted to take a minute to thank and congratulate his friends and mentors who are being promoted today, Deputy Chief Rob Sagel and Commander Greg Perini. Commander Evers joined the division in December of 2007, although he's certain that he missed his calling by not pursuing a career as a stand-up comedian. His assignments include patrol and the Professional Standards Bureau. Congratulations, Commander Evers. At this time, would Commander Coleman take a step forward, and can we have his partner, Robbie Banks, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Commander Coleman said Robbie was chosen because without her, he does not know where he'd be today. Over the last 17-plus years, Robbie has been a constant in her unwavering support, allowing him to continue his career pursuits and adventures outside of work, knowing that meant spending many nights and weekends alone with just the dogs. Her constant commitment to family and her passion for service are infectious, and as she does with everyone she comes in contact with. Robbie just makes him a better person. Also joining Commander Coleman today are his father, Mayor Michael Coleman, stepmother Janelle Coleman, mother Frankie Coleman, grandmother Joan Coleman, and his sister Kimberly Coleman. Commander Coleman said that he would like to thank his amazing family for their continued love and support. They have set the example of service to others and developed him into who he is today. He would also like to thank the numerous members from the community and division who have empowered him and encouraged him in his professional and personal development. Commander Coleman is a proud graduate of Ohio University and just recently, after being inspired by several other members of the division, returned to the classroom in 2022 and completed his MBA at Ashland University in under 1 year. He says now that school is done, he'll be focused on returning to the mat and hopefully gaining a 4th stripe on his blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Commander Coleman joined the division in December of 2004. His past assignments include patrol, 2 community response teams. He has also served as an active member of the Honor Guard and Peer Assistance Team, as well as a defensive tactics instructor and a member of the Bicycle Coordination Unit. I'm curious if he ever sleeps. Congratulations, Commander Coleman. At this time, would Commander Perini take a step forward? Can we have his wife Nina and their 3 boys, Dominic, Luca, and Vincent, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Commander Perini said he chose Nina to pin his badge on him because she is his partner and best friend. Without her, he would not be standing on this stage today. She is his everything. Commander Perini said he and Nina met in Washington, D.C. in the aftermath of 9/11. In his words, out of such a tragedy came a relationship that created this amazing family. Also joining Commander Perini today are his parents, brother, and several close friends. Commander Perini joined the division in December 2005. His past assignments include patrol and working in the chief's office, where among many other things, he was responsible for signing my leave slips. He is excited for this new endeavor as he takes over the assignment of the Training Bureau Commander. Congratulations, Commander Perini. At this time, would Commander Babcock take a step forward, and can we have his wife Melinda and children Maddie, Andy, Emma, and Josh come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Commander Babcock said he chose his family because his wife has specifically been the rock he has needed throughout his career. She even tolerated him studying his books for the sergeant's test while she was giving birth to their daughter, Emma, who is now 17 years old. Commander Babcock said he would like to thank his faith in God, his parents, and children for their support in making sure that all this is possible. He joined the division in June of 1997 and has held past assignments in patrol, communications, property crimes, and the Organized Crime Bureau. He looks forward to his new assignment and leading Zone 3 of patrol. Fun fact about Commander Babcock, he collects and restores classic video games. In his words, he's a 12-year-old kid at heart stuck in 1986. Congratulations, Commander Babcock. Commanders, you can be seated. At this time, would Lieutenants Joseph Commode III, Paul Zabo, Amber Rich, Shannon Deerwester, Franklin Lucci, Tyler Wells, Kenneth Kropp, Donald Dawson Jr., and Brian Sweeney step to the center of the stage for the oath that will be given by Director of Public Safety Robert Clark.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Joe Kermode III. I, Paul Zabo.
I, Amber Rich.
I, Franklin Lucci.
I, Tyler Wells. I, Kenneth Crock.
I, Shannon Deerwester.
I, Donald Dawson.
I, Brian Sweeney.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
and
Constitution
laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and
of
laws
the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
the laws and ordinances
the laws and
of the
ordinances
City of Columbus,
of the City of Columbus,
and the rules and regulations
and the rules and regulations
of the Department of Public Safety,
of the Department of Public Safety,
Division of Police,
Division of Police,
that I will not affiliate
that I will not affiliate
with a defined hate group,
with a defined hate group,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of lieutenant
the duties of lieutenant
to which I have been appointed
to which I have been appointed
according to law
according to law
and to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my abilities.
Lieutenants, congratulations.
At this time, would Lieutenant Kermode III take a step forward, and can we have his wife Jessica come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Also joining Lieutenant Kermode today are his parents, retired Commander Suzanne Kermode and retired Sergeant Joe Kermode. Lieutenant Kermode said he'd like to thank his wife and parents for all their love and support. Lieutenant Kermode joined the division in July of 2015. He has spent the past 7.5 years in various assignments within patrol. When asked if there's a fun fact about himself that people might not know, Lieutenant Kermode said he was a drumline and percussion instructor for several Central Ohio high schools from 2011 until 2020. Congratulations, Lieutenant Kermode. At this time, will Lieutenant Zabo take a step forward, and can we have his fiancée Elizabeth come up to the stage to put his new badge on him? Also joining Lieutenant Zabo today are his parents Henry and Kelly, as well as friends, Officers James Ridley and Sean Lutz. Lieutenant Zabo joined the division in December of 2011. He has spent the past 11 years in various assignments within patrol. Lieutenant Zabo said he inspires to be a mentor, leader, and trainer to future supervisors. When asked if there's a fun fact about himself that people may not know, Lieutenant Zabo, or whoever wrote this for him, wanted everyone to know that his favorite TV shows are girl power anime. Congratulations, Lieutenant Zabo. At this time, can we have Lieutenant Rich take a step forward, and can we have her mother, Christy, come up to the stage to pin her new badge on her? Lieutenant Rich said she chose her mother to pin her badge on her because she has been her biggest supporter. Since the age of 19, Lieutenant Rich has chosen careers that have caused her mother to worry, but yet be very proud of her, such as joining the Army National Guard and being deployed to Iraq, and then from returning home and becoming a Columbus police officer. Through all of her stress and worry, Lieutenant Rich said her mother has always stood by her side and supported her dreams. Accompanying her mother is Lieutenant Rich's two kids, Wyatt and Aiden, as well as her husband. Lieutenant Rich says she hopes to inspire her boys to work hard and make good decisions in life. Lieutenant Rich wanted to thank her kids and husband for encouraging her to work hard to achieve her goals and to support her, and supporting her during the process. They were very patient and helpful while she studied and prepared for Lieutenant's promotional exam. They were even great role players during her oral board practices at home. She said she would also like to thank her mother, sisters, stepson, and his wife, co-workers, and friends for their continuous support and prayers. Lieutenant Rich joined the division in July of 2007. She has spent the past 15 years in various assignments within patrol. When asked if there's a fun fact about herself that people might not know, Lieutenant Rich said most things in her personal life seem to come in twos. She has 2 kids, 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 fish, but thankfully only 1 husband. Congratulations, Lieutenant Rich. At this time, will Lieutenant Deerwester take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Lauren, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Lieutenant Deerwester said he chose Lauren to pin his new badge on him because she believed him more than he believed in himself and convinced him this day would come. He wanted to thank her for putting up with this sometimes hectic life and being supportive every step of the way. Lieutenant Deerwester also wanted to thank his daughter, May, who he described as the biggest blessing he could ever imagine, and for making him laugh every day. His parents, Kathleen and Joe, for showing him what hard work looks like, and his in-laws, Amy and retired CPD homicide detective Jay, for the advice, guidance, and trusted ear. Lieutenant Deerwester joined the division in July of 2006. He spent the last 16 years in various assignments within patrol. He has also been a member of the Honor Guard for the past 13 years. Lieutenant Deerwester, outside of work, said he and his wife Lauren have recently become homesteaders and growers. In fact, he would like everyone here to visit Lone Willow Acres on social media for all your flower, produce, and honey needs. Congratulations, Lieutenant Deerwester. At this time, will Lieutenant Lucci take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Amber, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Also joining Lieutenant Lucci today are his parents, Frank and Michelle Lucci, and in-laws, Glenn and Colleen Bryan. Lieutenant Lucci said he would like to thank his wife and all of the family for their continued love and support. Lieutenant Lucci joined the division in December of 2011. He spent the past 11 years in various assignments within patrol, mostly on the south and east side of the city. Lieutenant Lucci said he looks forward to his new assignment where he will continue to help and support the next generation of Columbus police officers. Congratulations, Lieutenant Lucci. At this time, will Lieutenant Wells take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Kara, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Lieutenant Wells would like to thank his wife and parents for their continued support. Lieutenant Wells joined the division in December of 2014. He has spent the past 8 years in various assignments within patrol. He said he looks forward to learning his new assignment as a lieutenant. Congratulations, Lieutenant Wells. At this time, would Lieutenant Crop take a step forward? And can we have his daughter Sophia and son Jackson come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Lieutenant Crop would like to thank them and his wife Julia for their love and support. Lieutenant Crop joined the division in July of 2007. His previous assignments include various assignments within patrol and the felony assault section. Lieutenant Crop hopes to return to the Investigative Bureau in the future as a supervisor. Congratulations, Lieutenant Crop. At this time, will Lieutenant Dawson take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Diana, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Also joining Lieutenant Dawson today are his children, Emma, Dominic, and Nolan, as well as his parents, Don and Nancy. Lieutenant Dawson said he would like to take this opportunity to thank them all for their love and support. Lieutenant Dawson joined the division in December of 2005. He has spent the past 17 years in various assignments within patrol. Lieutenant Dawson aspires to make meaningful changes within the division and work with community members to build stronger relationships in his new assignment. Congratulations, Lieutenant Dawson. At this time, will Lieutenant Sweeney take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Stacy, and daughter, Sophie, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Lieutenant Sweeney said he would like to thank them for supporting him and putting up with saying goodnight over FaceTime every night. He said they are the reason why he works in public safety. Lieutenant Sweeney would also like to thank his parents for raising him with good moral values. Lieutenant Sweeney joined the division in July of 2015. He has spent the past 7 years in various assignments within patrol. This will be the second time the Sweeney family has had a police lieutenant in their family, as his grandfather retired as a lieutenant with the City of Cleveland Division of Police after 33 years of service. Congratulations, Lieutenant Sweeney. Lieutenant, you may have a seat. At this time, would Sergeants Alex Mottinger, Mark Wolf, Chase Rogers, Christopher Biggers, Joshua Seymour, Nathan Anstein, Jonathan Goodrich, Cody Rostifer, Matthew Jenkins, Jonathan Nogay, Ian Wilkinson, Andrew Sinchok, and Brett Woodyard step to the center of the stage for the oath given by Director of Public Safety Robert Clark.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Matt Jenkins.
I, Andrew Sinchak.
I, Brett Woodard.
I, Christopher Biggers.
I, Jonathan Goodrich.
I, Nathan Anstein.
I, Joshua Seymour.
I, Mark Wolf.
I, Alex Moddington.
I, Jonathan Stoshnoga.
I, Ian Wilkinson.
I, Cody Rostford.
I, Chase Rogers.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
and the laws of the United States of America,
and the laws of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the State of Ohio,
of the State of Ohio,
the laws and ordinances
the laws and ordinances
of the City of Columbus,
of the City of Columbus,
and the rules and regulations
and the rules and regulations
of the Department of Public Safety,
of the Department of Public Safety,
Division of Police,
Division of Police,
that I will not affiliate
that I will not affiliate
with a defined hate group,
with a defined hate group,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of sergeant
the duties of sergeant
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
according to law,
according to law,
to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability.
Sergeant, congratulations.
Thank you, Director. At this time, I'd like to take a moment and recognize Sergeant Brad Bolog, who could not be with us here today because he's currently on deployment with the U.S. Army, most recently in Iraq. He's a Sergeant First Class Infantry Platoon Sergeant. We wish him well and pray for a safe return home soon. At this time, would Sergeant Mottinger take a step forward, and can we have his grandmother, Mary Jones, come up to stage and pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Mottinger said she is the matriarch of the family. Her late brother and his great uncle, William Watkins, was the first to hold his current badge number for the Division of Police. Uncle Bill promptly left the division in 1941 when he entered the U.S. Army Air Corps 332nd Group, aka the Tuskegee Airmen, to fight in World War II. Also joining Sergeant Mottinger today are his mom, Dr. Terry Mottinger, Aunt Randy, Uncle John, and his girlfriend Shelby. Sergeant Mottinger would like to thank his family, friends, and mentors for keeping him motivated and positive throughout his career. Sergeant Mottinger joined the division in July of 2015. He has spent the past 7 years in patrol, mostly on the south side of the city. Sergeant Mottinger said today is special to him because he's getting promoted alongside three of his best friends. When asked if there's a fun fact about himself that people might not know, Sergeant Mottinger said he, along with Lieutenant Dan Edelsberg and Sergeant Mark Wolf, were hand-selected because, quote, they are so handsome, by Dierks Bentley and Hardy to be in their Beers on Me music video that was filmed in Nashville. Congratulations, Sergeant Mottinger. At this time, would Sergeant Wolf take a step forward, and can we have his wife, Tasha, as well as his daughter, Addie, and son, Titus, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Wolf would like to thank them, along with his mother, Dawn, and his stepfather, Paul, for their continued love and support. Although his goal coming out of high school was to work for NASA, Sergeant Wolf joined the division in July of 2015. He has spent the past 7 years in various assignments within patrol, mostly on 7 Precinct. His goal is to become a sergeant in the K-9 unit. Congratulations, Sergeant Wolf. At this time, would Sergeant Rogers take a step forward? Can we have his wife, Brandy, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Rogers wanted to thank Brandy for carrying the burden of being a cop's spouse and dealing with his ever-changing schedule most of the time without getting too upset. He appreciates her being there for him and their girls when they needed her. Also joining Sergeant Rogers today are his daughters Adeline and Lawson. He said he wanted to thank them for being understanding when he had to miss events over the years. He appreciates that they at least tried to be quiet during the day while he was trying to sleep. Sergeant Rogers joined the Division of Police in June of 2011. He has spent the past 11 years on patrol. He's also a member of the Honor Guard, a DICE officer, a drug recognition expert, and an OPATA instructor. Congratulations, Sergeant Rogers. At this time, would Sergeant Biggers take a step forward, and can we have his wife Elizabeth come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Biggers said this promotion is as much her achievement as it is his. He wanted to thank her for her support and understanding of the career. Sergeant Biggers also wanted to take a moment to thank Chief Deputy Douglas Gill for getting him into law enforcement. Sergeant Biggers joined the division in December of 2015. He has spent the past 7 years in various assignments within patrol. He said he plans to pursue future promotions with a goal of safely making it to retirement. Congratulations, Sergeant Biggers. At this time, would Sergeant Seymour take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Brittany, along with his children, Skylar, Quinn, and Riley, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Seymour said they have been his biggest supporters and motivation, and they are just as excited for this next stage as he is. He wanted to thank them for always being proud of him, supporting him, loving him through long, hard days, sacrificing time with him, and for always giving him a reason to be happy and smile. Sergeant Seymour said he would also like to thank his entire family for their support they have shown him throughout his career. Sergeant Seymour joined the division in January of 2013. He has spent the past 10 years in various assignments in patrol. He has also served as a field training officer and a member of the ACT team. Said he hopes to continue to work with the ACT team and has a goal of being promoted to lieutenant in the future. Outside of work, Sergeant Seymour said he is an avid lover of all sports. He coaches his children and their friends in a multitude of sports and events throughout the year. He also plays football for a charity team here in Columbus called the Columbus Marauders. Congratulations, Sergeant Seymour. At this time, would Sergeant Anstein take a step forward? And can we have his wife Taylor and son Jace come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Anstein said he wanted to thank Taylor for taking care of things at home while he is gone and for being a great mother. Sergeant Anstein said he'd also like to thank his parents for always giving him guidance and supporting his career. Sergeant Anstein joined the division in June of 2014. He has spent the past 8 years in various assignments within patrol. Said he looks forward to gaining more leadership skills as he works to a future retirement. Congratulations, Sergeant Anstein. At this time, would Sergeant Goodrich take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Megan, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Goodrich wanted to thank her for continually being there to help and support him. Sergeant Goodrich joined the division in December of 2011. He has spent the past 11 years on patrol. He said he looks forward to being a supervisor that is always there to support officers in their career. Congratulations, Sergeant Goodrich. At this time, would Sergeant Rostaford take a step forward? And can we have his son, Anthony, and daughter, Kenzie, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Also joining Sergeant Rostaford today are his wife, Liz, daughter, Matilda, parents, Kimberly and Todd, his brother, Kyle, his aunt, Pam, and uncle, retired CPD officer Ed Montgomery. Sergeant Rostaford said they have all been patient and supportive throughout his career, and he would not be where he is today without the support of all of his family. Sergeant Rostaford joined the division in December of 2010. He has spent the past 12 years in various assignments in patrol and the Fraternal Order of Police. His goal is to become a K-9 sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant Rostaford. At this time, would Sergeant Jenkins take a step forward? And can we have his wife, Victoria, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? When asked why he picked Victoria to pin his badge on him, Sergeant Jenkins said, quote, "Because if I picked someone else, I wouldn't hear the end of it." Also joining Sergeant Jenkins today are his sister, Kate, and his friend, Euclid Police Detective Mike Brooks. Sergeant Jenkins joined the division in June of 2011. He has spent the past 11 years in various assignments within patrol. Sergeant Jenkins said his future career goal with the division is to become the recruit training sergeant or the sergeant in charge of the FTO program. When asked if there's a fun fact about himself that people might not know, Sergeant Jenkins said that he is an exceptional euchre player. Congratulations, Sergeant Jenkins. At this time, would Sergeant Nogue take a step forward, and can we have his mother, Donna, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? When asked why he picked his mother to pin his badge on him, Sergeant Nogue said despite still thinking he is a lunatic for choosing this career path, she displays admirable restraint in asking him only once or twice a year to get a nice, safe job in an office somewhere. Sergeant Nogue wanted to thank his wife, Victoria, for supporting him through, even though she has always worries about him every shift, and his parents, Donna and Brian, for raising him to see value in actions before words. Sergeant Nogue joined the division in December of 2015 after leaving a career as a chemist. He has spent the past 7 years in various assignments within patrol. He said he looks forward to becoming an effective, knowledgeable sergeant. Congratulations, Sergeant Nogue. At this time, would Sergeant Wilkinson take a step forward, and can we have his wife, CPD Officer Ansley Wilkinson, who is carrying their daughter, who is due in June, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Wilkinson said she has supported him through the highest of highs and lowest of lows of his career. She has pushed him to thrive and achieve every goal. Even when he doubted himself, she has never lost faith in him. Also joining Sergeant Wilkinson today are his parents, Carrie and retired CPD Lieutenant Steve Wilkinson. Sergeant Wilkinson said he'd like to thank his entire family for their continued support and love because he would not be in this position without it. Sergeant Wilkinson joined the division in December of 2017. He has spent the past 5 years in various assignments within patrol. He said his goal is to become the type of leader every officer can come to no matter what situation they find themselves in. Outside of work, Sergeant Wilkinson is an avid outdoorsman, spending most of his free time fishing, camping, and hunting. Congratulations, Sergeant Wilkinson. At this time, would Sergeant Sinchok take a step forward, and can we have his wife, Hannah, as well as his children, Santino, Mia, and Harper, come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? Sergeant Sinchok joined the division in December of 2017. He has spent the past 5 years in various assignments within patrol. When asked if there was a fun fact about himself that people might not know, Sergeant Sinchok stated that he is one of 11 siblings. Congratulations, Sergeant Sinchok. At this time, would Sergeant Woodyard take a step forward, and can we have Columbus Police Lieutenant Zach Scott come up to the stage to pin his new badge on him? When asked why he picked Lieutenant Scott to pin his badge on him, Sergeant Woodyard said he has been a great friend to him since he's known him. He wanted to thank Lieutenant Scott for his mentorship and guidance through becoming the newly promoted sergeant. He said he hopes to deliver the same level of leadership that Lieutenant Scott always provides to those who work for him. Sergeant Woodyard joined the division in June of 2013. He has spent the past 9 years in various assignments within patrol. He said his goal is to capitalize on the opportunities that become available to him and work to enhance his knowledge and skills as a supervisor. He plans to take further promotional exams in the future. Congratulations, Sergeant Woodyard. Sergeant, you can have a seat. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 32 newest promotees of the Columbus Division of Police. At this time, I'd like to invite Chief Bryant up to the podium to say a few words.
Good morning. What a great day. What a great day. So while you may have earned your promotions, your family, they really earned these promotions. So can we give them a round of applause? Absolutely. On behalf of myself and the executive staff, I want to thank everyone for being here today to honor these 32 men and women seated before you. A promotion ceremony is an indication of what years and years of hard work and commitment have led to. I understand that for everyone seated here, this moment didn't come easy. It came with a lot of devotion, a lot of hard work, constant learning, and constant improving. But you weren't promoted today on the things you've done. You're promoted on our belief on what you can do. Your new role is an opportunity to future influence our culture, direction, and impact the community. Building off all your experiences, you will now play many different roles on an average day. Some of you as frontline supervisors, and some of you as management. I look forward to watching you grow in your careers and witnessing all of the great things you accomplish while representing the city and the division. And to the family and friends here today, you have played a crucial role supporting these men and women as they move forward in their careers. Family members often have to inspire us, often have to stand by us. Sometimes they have to console us. Ultimately, we only get there with the help of our family. So I want to thank the family members and friends for all of your sacrifice and all that you've done to make this moment possible. As always, you will be expected to consistently demonstrate and lead. But I have no doubt that you will excel in your new roles just as you've done before. Congratulations on the next chapter of your journey within the division. Thank you.
Just a couple of notes for the family and friends of our promotees. Our police photographer, Chad, is available if you'd like to have pictures taken with your loved one. The Honor Guard gift shop, which is right past the lobby here, just straight down the hallway, is open. And then at this time, I would like for everybody to please rise for the benediction provided by Police Chaplain Father Leo Conley.
Let us pray. Lord our God, as we go forth from this ceremony, and as so many about whom we have heard today, go forth to assume new duties, we ask that you continue to watch over them, watch over their families, watch over those who they lead in service. You have anointed them with special gifts, may they use those gifts not only for the good of themselves, but those who they lead, and also for the good of the greater community. May they know that they are never alone. Days of difficulty and when all seems to be out of control, know that there are people who support them and pray for them each and every day. We continue to pray for your divine guidance. We seek the intercession of St. Michael, patron of police officers, and we ask that you help all of us to make the Columbus community, the great community that it is, even greater by our service. We ask this in your most holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Father Conley. On behalf of Chief Bryant and the entire division, I would like to thank you all for coming here today to support our newly promoted members. Please join us in the lobby for light refreshments and snacks. This concludes our ceremony. Everybody have a great day.